University Challenge. Asking the questions, Siddharth Basu.
Hello and welcome to University Challenge on BBC World. Last week we saw IIT Madras barnstorm their way into the semi-finals of this nationwide quiz contest, dispensing with Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering, Chennai with a massive lead of 150. They won 250 to 100. To decide whom they'll be facing in that semi-final, we have the second quarter-final between two teams from the south. IIMK and the College of Engineering, Guindy from Chennai. From Kozhikode, we have the Indian Institute of Management who breezed to the pre-quarter finals, beating the Delhi College of Engineering 135 to 80 in the first round, and they lived up to form, beating BITS Pilani 155 to 125 in the second round. This group of gentlemen had been quick to identify the rescuer of Ravan from Devlok and also the person who holds the record for the maximum number of patents. The real challenge begins now as they are squared up against a team which has done equally well against their counterparts getting up here. Let's meet the team from IIM Kozhikode.
Hi, I'm Sanjeev Jaikumar. I hail from Chennai, which in my opinion is the quizzing capital of India. And today I look forward to a good match against a team from there.
I am Abhishek Sinha from Patna. I have a passion for traveling and would love to live on an island of my own someday.
And their captain.
Hi, my name is Gaurav Galarkeri and I'm from Bangalore. I'm a huge fan of mafia movies and basically anything with Al Pacino in it.
Hi, my name is Suraj Vikumar. I am from Trichur, Kerala. My hobby is to find out conspiracy theories behind the events that are happening in my life.
And that's a team from IIM Kozhikode. Taking up the challenge of the Kozhikode team is the College of Engineering, Guindy from Chennai, who earned their berth in this quarterfinal by first swamping IIT Kanpur 170 to 95 and then convincingly defeating IIT Bombay 180 to 120 in the second round. They knew that the US national anthem was written on a ship built in India and that the Bachchan film Diwar was released in English as I'll Die for Mama. Let's meet the team from College of Engineering, Chennai.
Hi, I'm Vijay Raghavendra from Madurai. Quizzing has been my staple diet throughout my life. However, I have a weird superstition. Before and after quiz, I call my mom and speak to her for exactly 92 seconds.
Hi, I'm Deepak Krishnamani from Chennai. Cricket has been the love of my life ever since I was 3 years old, be it playing or watching. I have a major impulsive-compulsive disorder. Whenever I hear a sentence, I always try and count the number of syllables in it and check whether it is odd or even.
And their captain.
I'm Hari Adarsh Sripati from Chennai. There is no one weird thing that I do. Everything I do seems to have an element of weirdness in it.
Hi, I'm Venkatram. I love reading the science fiction novels of Isaac Asimov and Arthur C. Clarke. I too have a weird superstition. Before asking any question, if I adjust my glasses, then I have a feeling that I'll get it right.
We'll be watching for those adjustments of the glasses and all of those superstitions, but that's the team from College of Engineering, Guindy, Chennai. You know the rules of the game. Starter questions are worth 10 points to be answered on the buzzer without consultation. The correct answer on a starter fetches a team 3 bonus questions to be answered for 5 points apiece with consultation if necessary. That's all there is to it. Let's get on with the game. Here's the first starter for 10. What daily entity was conceived to, in quotes, express the pain of the common people due to spiraling prices and is got up from IIM Kozhikode?
R.K. Lakshman's The Common Man.
That is the correct answer. Well done. Bonus questions for you on words derived from the Arabic. Which branch of mathematics derives its name from the Arabic words for the reduction?
Algebra.
Algebra from al-jabr. Next. Which word meaning a systematic procedure for solving a mathematical problem is derived from the Latin translation of the 9th century Arab mathematician Al-Khwarizmi's treatise?
Algorithm.
Algorithm is the correct answer. Next. An entire class of chemical compounds derives its name from the Arabic word for a cosmetic used around the eyes. Name this class of compounds.
Alkali.
It's not alkali, it's alcohol, from alcohol. So you picked up some points there. You've 20 on the board. Here's the next starter for both teams for 10 points. Which is the most probed planet with 28 missions to it, the most recent being the Cassini-Huygens, and it's Suraj from IIM Kozhikode.
Saturn.
That is incorrect. That's an interruption. That's 5 points taken off your score. I'll complete the question for the other team. Which is the most probed planet with 28 missions to it, the most recent being Cassini-Huygens, which flew by the planet twice in 98 and 99 to pick up speed from gravitational slingshots en route to Saturn. Vijay from College of Engineering, Guindy.
Mars.
It's not Mars either. The correct answer is Venus. Here's the next starter, open to both teams for 10 points. Pearls consist almost entirely of nacre, which is a substance forming the inner layers of the mollusk shells. By what name is nacre better known? And it's Abhishek from IIM Kozhikode.
Mother of pearl.
Mother of pearl is correct, 10 points to you. Bonus questions for you, IIM Kozhikode, on sports awards in India. The receivers of which award in its year of institution in 1985 were O.M. Nambiar for athletics, Om Prakash Bhardwaj for boxing, and Balachandra Bhagwat for wrestling?
The Dronacharya Award.
Correct, for coaches, that's right, 5 points. Havildar Bahadur Mal, Havildar Dennis Swami, Havildar Muniswamy Venu, and Havildar Mehtab Singh were given the Arjuna Award for which sport?
Shooting.
No, it's boxing. After whom is the Rolling Trophy, instituted in 1956-57 and awarded to a university every year for excellence in sports, named?
The Subroto Cup.
No, it's the Maulana Abul Kalam Azad Trophy. And so you picked up just 5 points there on your bonus questions. You have 30 on the board. Here's the next starter for 10 for both teams. Which ancient town in Madhya Pradesh located on the banks of the Betwa? And Sanjeev from IIM Kozhikode?
Harsud.
No, that's an interruption, so you lose 5 points there. I'll complete the question for the other team. Which ancient town in Madhya Pradesh located on the banks of the Betwa served as the capital of the Bandelas and has a name that means hidden? Vijay from Guindy Engineering College?
Jabalpur.
It's not Jabalpur. The correct answer is Urcha. Here's the next starter for 10. Which heritage site in the United States, built over 14 years, was originally conceived to honor 3 Western heroes? And is Sanjeev from IIM Kozhikode?
Mount Rushmore.
That is the correct answer, 10 points. You got a set of bonus questions, IIM Kozhikode, on islands. Which archipelago includes islands named after Charles Darwin and Juan Flores, the first president of Ecuador?
The Galapagos Islands.
That is correct, 5 points. What term is collectively applied to islands in the Caribbean Sea, such as Cuba, Jamaica, the British Virgin Islands, and Barbados?
The West Indies.
No, it's the Antilles. Next, what name is collectively applied to the group of islands comprising Maui, Oahu, Midway, and Molokai?
Hawaii.
That is correct, it's the Hawaiian Islands, and so you get 5 points for that. You have 45 on the board. At this stage, let's take a quick look at the scores. College of Engineering, Guindy, Chennai have nothing on the board. IIM Kozhikode are in the lead with 45. The next round here is the visual round. The first one is a starter for 10 for both teams. Fingers on the buzzers. Which country had this national flag till 1916? And it's Harib from College of Engineering, Guindy.
Sri Lanka.
That is incorrect. The question passes to IIM Kozhikode. It's Sanjeev from IIM Kozhikode.
Thailand.
Thailand is the correct answer. Siam. IIM Kozhikode, you get a set of bonus questions on photographers. Identify this Frenchman who was the first photographer to exhibit at the Louvre in Paris.
Cartier-Bresson.
It's Henri Cartier-Bresson, the correct answer, 5 points. Who is this former Miss India, now a professional photographer as well?
Persis Khambata.
No, it's Pamela Bordes Singh, right, who was Miss India at one stage. Next, who is this Life magazine photographer who was portrayed by Candice Bergen in Richard Attenborough's Gandhi?
I'd like to nominate Sanjeev.
Sanjeev?
Georgia O'Keeffe.
No, it's Margaret Burke White, which is the correct answer. So, let's move on to the next starter for 10. In the Hindu pantheon, which god, due to his ability to remove all obstacles from the paths of men, Sanjeev?
Ganesh.
Is also known as Vigneshwara. Correct, 10 points. You get a set of bonus questions, IIM Kozhikode, on British rule. The British ruled India from Calcutta before they moved to Delhi in 1911. From where did they rule before Hastings shifted all the important offices to Calcutta in 1772-73?
Madras.
No, it's Murshidabad, also in Bengal. Next, what title was conferred on Queen Victoria in 1876 in addition to her royal title?
Empress of India.
That is correct, 5 points. Louis Mountbatten was one representative of the British Crown to have served both as Viceroy and Governor-General of India. Who was the other person to have served first as Governor-General and then as Viceroy?
Lord Canning.
That is correct, another 5 points to you. So, here we go to the next starter for 10 points for both teams. Which island in the Bay of Naples has given its name to the close-fitting women's pants that end above the ankle? And it's Hari from College of Engineering, Guindy.
Capri.
Capri is the correct answer, well done. You got a set of bonus questions, Guindy Engineering College, linked by an animal. Which animal is scientifically classified as Equus caballus?
Horse.
The domestic horse, I'll accept that. Whose adventures on the back of his horse, Rocinante, has been the inspiration for many composers, including Jules Massenet, Richard Strauss, and Manuel de Falla?
Don Quixote.
Don Quixote is the right answer. Next. In Greek mythology, which winged horse shortly after its birth?
Pegasus.
Pegasus is the correct answer. Well done. Another 5 points. Here's the next starter for 10 for both teams. Which leader of the first war of independence in India, originally called Dhundu Pant, was driven in 1859 into the Nepal hills where he is thought to have died? Venkatram from College of Engineering, Guindy.
Nana Sahib.
That is the correct answer. 10 points. Well done. You got a set of bonus questions, Guindy Engineering College, on football clubs of Rio de Janeiro. Which team takes its name from the adjective that means from the state of Rio de Janeiro and is the first team formed in that city in 1902?
We have no idea.
It's Fluminense, which is correct. Next, which Brazilian rowing club did some dissatisfied Fluminense players join in 1911 from when it really took off as one of the most popular football clubs in Brazil?
Santos.
No, it's Flamengo, which is the correct answer. Next, which Goan sports club shares its name with an important Rio de Janeiro club, both having been derived from their common Portuguese root?
Dempo.
No, it's Vasco da Gama. So I'm afraid you drew a blank on those football clubs from Rio de Janeiro over there. College of Engineering, Guindy. We've reached the halfway point. Let's take a look at the relative scores. At this stage, the College of Engineering, Guindy from Chennai have 35, comfortably in the lead with 80 points. It's the Indian Institute of Management, Kozhikode. A gap of 45 points could be bridged within 2 cycles of questions on the University Challenge. Will the team lagging behind be able to make up that gap and get on ahead? We'll have to find out in the second half of this quarterfinal of University Challenge after a very short break. Till then, stay with us. Welcome back to this quarterfinal match which we are playing between the College of Engineering Guindy from Chennai and the Indian Institute of Management, Kozhikode. At this stage, the IIM team are ahead. They have 80 on the board, whereas the Guindy team have 35. Let's see what happens next as we move on to the next starter for 10. Whose image appears on the coinage of at least 35 countries more than any other living monarch? And it's Suraj from IIM Kozhikode.
Queen Elizabeth II.
That is correct. It's the British monarch's image. You got a set of bonus questions on Pakistani missiles. The Arabic word for deadly forms the name of which series of Pakistani missiles?
I'd like to nominate Abhishek.
Abhishek?
Hatf.
Hatf is the correct answer. The Gauri series is believed to be a derivation of which North Korean missile?
I'd like to nominate Abhishek again.
Abhishek again?
Dongfeng.
That's not correct. It's Nodong, which is the correct answer. What's the name of the bird of prey that forms the insignia of the Pakistani Air Force and is also the name of a missile system used by Pakistan?
Baz.
No, it's the Shaheen Falcon, which is the correct answer. So, here's the next starter for 10 for both teams. Which historian's Chronicle of India written in the 11th century is titled Tarikhul Hind? Suraj from IIMK code?
Ibn Battuta.
It's not Ibn Battuta. Question passes. Anybody from Guindy Engineering College? Hari?
Al-Biruni.
That is the correct answer. 10 points to you. You get a set of bonus questions, Guindy Engineering College, on the Sikh Gurus. In 10 attempts, name the 10 Sikh Gurus, not counting the Guru Granth Sahib, of course. You get 5 points for naming 4 correct, 10 points for getting 7 correct, and 15 for naming all 10.
Guru Nanak.
Yes.
Guru Angad.
Correct.
Guru Arjun.
Yes.
Guru Gobind Singh.
Yes. You get 5 points there. Then
Guru Tegh Bahadur.
correct.
Guru Har Rai.
Correct. You've named 7, so you get 10 points.
Guru Ramdas.
Yes, correct.
Guru Harkishan.
Correct. You have to name one more to get 15.
We pass.
That's it. So you get 10 points of there. The one you missed is Guru Amar Das. It's an audio round now. The first one here is a starter for 10 for both teams. Fingers on the buzzer. Which international statesman from South Asia is speaking about a legendary musician in 1966 in the excerpt here?
Being a citizen of Burma, where there is a large Indian population.
Yes, Hari from College of Engineering Guindy.
Uthant on MS Subbalakshmi.
That is the correct answer. Well done. 10 points. Uthan from Burma was then the Secretary General of the United Nations. You got that right. And here are clues for you on South Indian musical instruments. Identify this classical instrument also known as the Chitraveena. Listen carefully.
Sitar.
Sorry?
Sitar.
No, it's the Gottuvadhyam, which is a sort of hammered lute, which is 2 to 3 feet long and is played along with the mridangam. Next. Identify this popular instrument of South Indian classical performances, which is made by stretching lizard skin over a wooden frame. Listen carefully.
Mridangam.
It's not the mridangam, it's the kanjira. Next. What is the name of this metal instrument? Do you have an answer?
I nominate Venkatram.
Venkatram, do you have the answer?
Morsing.
That is the correct answer. It's the morsing or the morchung or the Jewish harp, if you like. Okay, so you pick up 5 points over there on your audio clues. Here's the next starter for 10 points for both teams. Which island off the northwest coast of France is the largest of the Channel Islands? It's Abhishek from IIMK code.
Jersey Island.
That is the correct answer. 10 points to you. Bonus questions for you, IIMK code, on US state capitals named after people. Which city named after a US president also shares its name with a car model and is the capital of Nebraska?
Lincoln.
That is the correct answer. 5 points. Which city named after a German chancellor to attract German investment is the present-day capital of North Dakota?
Bismarck.
That is the correct answer. Another 5 points. Which city named after the country's president from 1809 to 1817 is the capital of Wisconsin?
Madison.
Madison is correct. Right all 3 times. Well done. You've maxed that. Here's the next starter open to both teams for 10 points. Who's the only nominee in the list of the top 100 South Africans announced by the South African Broadcasting Corporation's SABC3 channel in the year 2004 who was not born in South Africa? Venkatram.
Mahatma Gandhi.
That is the correct answer. Well done, 10 points. So, Guindy Engineering College, you get a set of bonus questions on currency units. Which country's monetary unit is now the kuna, which took its name from the currency used by the fascist Ustase government that controlled the country from 1941 to 1945?
Croatia.
Yes, that's the correct answer. Changed to the kuna from dinar, and the neighboring countries protested, of course. Which currency unit consisting of 100 cents is used by the island nations of Mauritius and Seychelles?
The rupee.
That's the correct answer. Another 5 points. Which South American nation uses the Nuevo Sol, a unit named in honor of the sun?
Uruguay.
No, it's Peru, which is the correct answer. Here's the next starter open to both teams for 10 points. Which screen hero is described here? Of Indian-German descent, joined army in 1964, Special Forces specialization, helicopter and language qualified, 59 confirmed kills, 4 Purple Hearts. It's Hari from Guindy Engineering College.
Pavitra Prabhakar.
No, it's not. The question passes. Anyone from IIMK, Gaurav?
John Rambo.
It is John Rambo. Well done, 10 points. Your bonus questions on IIMK are on origins of names of places. Which Caribbean country was given a name meaning the bearded ones by the Portuguese explorers after the bearded fig trees which they found on the beaches?
Barbados.
That's the correct answer, 5 points. Which island group or self-governing dependency of the United Kingdom in the North Atlantic Ocean is named after a Spanish navigator who was shipwrecked there in about 1503?
Bermuda.
That's the correct answer of Juan de Bermudez. Which ruling family gave its name in 1719 to a European principality established by the consolidation of the counties of Vaduz and Schellenberg?
Liechtenstein.
That is the correct answer, another 5 points. You matched that as well. Here's the next starter for 10 for both teams. About which legendary fictional heroine immortalized in a 1939 film was it said, she was not beautiful? Hari from Guindy Engineering College, Chennai.
Scarlett O'Hara.
Scarlett O'Hara from Gone with the Wind, well done. And the quotation was, she was not beautiful, but men seldom realized it when caught by her charm. And so, Guindy Engineering College, you get a set of bonus questions linked by a name. The principal characters and events of which conflict are described by Homer in his epic poem, the Iliad?
The Trojan War.
Correct, 5 points. What was built by Epius, the master carpenter, and was described as an offering to Athena?
The Trojan horse.
Of course, another 5 points. Discovered by Max Wolf in 1906, the first of the 40 Trojan planets or asteroids is named after which hero of the Trojan War?
Achilles.
That is the correct answer. Right all 3 times, you matched that as well. Good going. Here's the next starter for 10 points. By what popular name do we now know the circular notes first introduced in the 1870s by the pioneer British travel agent Thomas Cook? And it's Suraj from IIMK Code. You've gone for the buzzer. Do you have an answer?
The credit card.
No, that's not the correct answer. Question passes to College of Engineering, Chennai. It's Vijay.
Traveler checks.
That is the correct answer. Well done, 10 points. Bonus questions for you, Guindy Engineering College, linked by a name. Which US engineer and architect developed the geodesic dome, the only large dome that can be set directly on the ground as a complete structure, and the only practical kind of building that has no limiting dimensions?
Buckminster Fuller.
Correct, 5 points. Buckminster fullerene is a natural form or allotrope of which element?
Copper.
No, it's carbon. Buckminster fullerene is composed of how many carbon atoms joined together by single or double bonds to form a hollow sphere with 12 pentagonal and 20 hexagonal faces, a design that resembles a soccer ball?
60.
That is the correct answer. Another 5 points. You're 135, 10 points short of the leader. Here's the next starter for 10. Which former head of state with his granddaughter Anastasia appeared in an advertisement for Pizza Hut? Hari from Guindy Engineering.
The Romano.
No, that's incorrect. 5 points taken away for getting that wrong. Interruption. I'll complete the question for the other team. Which former head of state with his granddaughter Anastasia appeared in an advertisement for Pizza Hut in 1997, which was filmed in Moscow? Gaurav from IIMK Code.
Gorbachev.
That is the correct answer. 10 points. You get a set of bonus questions on Swedish rock bands. Which musical duo took their name from a 1970s song by the British rhythm and blues band Dr. Feelgood? Do you have the answer? Have to rush you.
Simon and Garfunkel.
No, it's Roxette. The worldwide fans of which band that originally began as the techno band Tech Noir are known as Acers?
Pantera.
No, it's Ace of Base, which is the correct answer. Which song, the group's only US #1, did ABBA perform at the wedding of King Carl Gustaf XVI?
Thank You for the Music.
No, it's Dancing Queen, which is the correct answer. Here's the next starter for 10. Based on Valmiki's Ramayana, which 12th century poet wrote the 40,000 line long epic Irumavattaram? And it's time. The correct answer is Kampan. But at the end of time on this quarterfinal of University Challenge, we have a very close decision. College of Engineering, Guindy, Chennai, you fell just short. You're at 130. You're the runner-up in this quarterfinal. But the winners of this quarterfinal are the Indian Institute of Management, Kozhikode, with a score of 155. That was a terrific match for which I'd like to thank both teams very much indeed and congratulate IIM Kozhikode for making it to the semi-finals where they'll be facing off against IIT Madras. Next week, it's another quarterfinal match. Do join us for that encounter. Till then, it's goodbye from College of Engineering, Guindy, Chennai.
Bye.
It's goodbye from the Indian Institute of Management, Kozhikode.
Bye.
And it's goodbye from me, Siddharth Basu. Goodbye.